Mental health in medical school is very underrated. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Zara. I'm a medical student studying in Nigeria, West Africa, and in today's video we're going to be talking about mental health. Mental health of a medical student is very, very important and can sometimes be taken for granted, especially in a society like ours. Take for example, you tell your typical African mother that you don't feel so good. Let's not use the word depressed, that you don't feel so good and you're just tired of this life, and she begins to cast and bind every village people, every uncle and aunt who are pushing you and don't want the best for you. She starts to cast and bind everybody. At that point, to you, it just seems like this person is not taking me seriously. I'm telling you something I'm going through. I'm telling you how I feel, and you're not taking me seriously. This is how deep that superstition has eaten into our souls as a society, as a culture. As a medical student, your first and most important priority is your mental health and your physical health. Let me tell you something. A sick doctor cannot take care of a sick patient. It will not happen. It will never happen. If maybe you find a way to let your emotions and let your, however you're feeling, take the back seat of your life at a particular time, you will not give optimum care to that patient in need. It is impossible. There are certain things that you're going to miss out on. And I'm not saying that if you take care of your mental health and if you take care of your physical health, life is not going to happen to you. Definitely not. Life is going to happen to you. Things, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have happy days, but your mental health and your physical health should be in your control. It should be something that you should pay close attention to. So your mental health should be your top priority, like even higher than any exam whatsoever. I have to say this: you can't be a loner in medical school. It doesn't matter if you're strong, it doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is, whether you're a Cancer, whether you're a Pisces, whether you don't need anybody in your life, all those rubbish. It doesn't matter your personality traits, whether you're sanguine, you're choleric, you're melancholic, whatever it is. All those things don't matter in medical school. You cannot be a loner in medical school. No matter how good you think you are, maybe you're the best graduate student from your secondary school and you've always been alone all your life. Medical school is not a time to experiment with that. Even if you don't want to have a crowd of friends, have just one person, someone that you can confide in, someone that you can talk to, someone that can lift your spirit on sad days. You know, because this medical school, if you're not careful, you're going to become a shadow of yourself. There's some things that can trigger your mental health. One is your MBBS. That thing called MBBS exam. It's not the funny. That is not funny. Your MBBS exam is not funny, especially when you're writing it for the first time. That's your second MB in third year. It is not a funny exam. I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but prior to the exam, your anxiety is already building up, so you're so anxious. This is not a time to be isolated. This is, even if you're not staying in the school hostel, you're staying off campus, this is not a time to say, oh, I do best when I'm on my own. Not in medical school, darling. Not in medical school. MBBS can trigger your mental health. You can be tired physically, like all around. That MBBS exam, let me not say more so I don't scare anybody, okay? Another thing that can trigger your mental health in medical school is when you start your clinical postings. When you start your clinical postings, you're new to the hospital, you're seeing patients, you're clerking patients, and this is usually in your fourth year of medical school. And let me tell you, let me give you my experience. Let me use my experience as an example. So first unit in medical school, I was in surgery unit, and the first patient that I clerked the first week, that I took history from, that's clerking, the first week, because it was a 3 weeks posting. So first week I clerked the lady. Third week, like the last week in that unit, we had found out that she had passed on. I was shook. I don't even know how to explain this. It was a saddening time. It was just, I didn't know what to do. Because when you're just starting your clinical postings, you're just full of empathy and sympathy. Oh my God, why is this happening? Anybody you see in the hospital, you just say, hey, yeah, Hey, yeah, you're just pitying the person. People are going through pain, honestly. You don't know. You're healthy in your house, eating 3 square meals. People are in pain, honestly. People are in pain. So just by the sight of seeing that, your first few weeks in your clinical postings will just get you wondering and just get you thinking. So it can make your mental health just go south real quick. Another thing is the bulk load of work that you have to do in medical school. Oh my god. The course, every single course in medical school is a lot. Is honestly a lot. I'm trying as much as I can not to scare anybody. You know, people who haven't gotten to medical school yet and they are watching this video. I'm trying not to scare you guys, but the amount of things that we have to do or cover each class in medical school is a lot, and it can be overwhelming sometimes when you look at these things, especially when you read them in hard copy. You just see how bulky they are and it just scares you and you just start crying. Sometimes it happened. Let me say this, guys, crying should be normalized in medical school. Crying doesn't mean that you're weak. Crying doesn't mean that you're not smart. Crying doesn't mean that you're going to fail. Crying is just human emotion. It's just an expression of how you feel, and you should cry when you feel like crying. You should cry when you want to cry, because a whole lot of burden is released. Crying is very important in medical school. Cry if you want to, whether you're a male, whether you're a female. Let there be no type of stereotype that, oh, because you're this kind of person, you're not supposed to cry. Please, if you want to cry, my dear, cry. But after crying, wipe your tears, pick yourself up, and find a way around this situation, because at the end of the day, you have to graduate. Have someone that you confide in, have someone that you talk to, have someone that when you call will pick your calls and say, okay, don't worry, it's going to be fine, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be. And that's one of the reasons why I like CMDA. CMDA is Christian Medical and Dental Association. So there is an aspect of CMDA called the mentor-mentee program. Basically, if you're in your second year, you're giving a mentor who is in the fourth year. If you're fourth year, you're giving a mentee who is in second year. So you leave school, even if you don't know anybody in medical school and you are in CMDA, you're giving a mentor when you're in your second year, someone who is going to advise you, someone who is going to direct you, someone who is going to calm you down, someone you can call on your bad days, someone you can confide in. I don't like disturbing people though. I don't like disturbing people, like, for any reason at all. I just feel like everybody has their own problem in this life that they are trying to solve, so I'm not going to become a burden to anybody. But it got to a point where I could not take it anymore. It's all in and not trying to express my feelings and express myself. It just got up to here for me, and I just had to call. I called my mentor. I called a friend who was a doctor. Let me tell you guys this story. So the day after our MBA exams, normally once you're done with your MBBS exam, the next day your result is out. You know your fate. The day my second MBA result was supposed to come out, my friends and I decided to wash. We washed all our dirty clothes that we have been packing since God knows when. We washed all our dirty clothes. Then we decided to go outside to leave the school environment, because the tension was just killing us. Tension was killing us, honestly. So we decided to go to the mall. We're all sitting down at the food court. People got things to eat. We're just gisting basically, but you would know that our minds were not, we were not in that circle. We're not in that table that we were in. Our minds were somewhere else. Like, people kept checking their phone. We told ourselves, don't check your phone, don't check your phone. Because they said the result was supposed to come out by 4 p.m. was it? At the end of the day, that result did not come out that day. Can you imagine the tension that's already built up? Then when I told that result will not come out that day, the next day, they told us that the next day a psychologist is going to come, because things happen to people during MBA exam. I'm still trying as much as I can not to scare anybody, but at the same time, I have to tell you the truth. Things happen during second MBA exam. A lot of people disappear into thin air. a lot of people are pushed into a state of depression. A lot of people actually attempt to commit suicide. Like, it's a whole lot. Like, Jesus, it's a whole lot, honestly. So we're told that the next day we're going to have a psychologist come speak to us. That day I slept, but I didn't sleep. Oh God, I was tossing and turning. And imagine, I was at the top bunk, so I was tossing and turning in my room. I woke up as early as 6 because I had a dream. In that, should I say it? Let me just say it. It doesn't really matter. In that dream, I had a distinction in anatomy. I had passed biochemistry, and I had failed physiology. That dream made no sense to me, because once you fail a particular course, you get to resit it, and any distinction you've had in other courses, you forfeit them because you failed that particular course. So I started crying because I really wanted a distinction in anatomy. I gave my all to my anatomy. So I started crying. I got so dependent on calling people that I picked up my phone immediately. I called my friend who was a doctor. He told me that I should calm down, that where am I? I told him I'm in my hostel, I'm in my room. He told me I should leave my room, I should go and be around my classmates. I should not just be isolated, I should not be alone, I should not be thinking about it, because my result was supposed to come out that day, that morning. So I went into my neighbor's room, my neighbor who is just my classmate and my friend. I went into her room, I woke her up, she was still sleeping. I woke her up, I started crying. She was like, Zara, what is it? What is it? I was like, Ada, I don't know what to do. I was crying. She calmed me down. She told me it's going to be okay, that I cannot fail, this, that. Then after like 5 minutes of calming me down, she started crying. Oh my God, she started crying. Like, that's how it is. I cry, you console me. You cry, I console you. That's how it is in medical school. That's why you need someone there with you. Even if you have someone you can call, have someone who is physically present, your classmates, your sister, if you have a sister in your uni, just someone who will always be present there with you in your time of need. Okay, so basically at that time I had 2 people in my life, Ada and Ada, Adolisa and Ada, my roommates currently right now. So basically we read together, we did past questions together, we ate together, we ordered food together, we cried together, we rejoiced together at the end of the day. And yeah, I just wanted to share my story with you guys. This is definitely not my entire second MB story. If you like to hear my second MB story, do comment below and I will do that. That video will be a very long video, but I will tell you guys my second MB story. So yeah, I just thought to come and say this out here because 2021, a lot of people are going to either be getting into medical school, preparing for their second MB, or writing one exam or the other in medical school. So I just thought to put this video out here, that if you're a loner in medical school, please do not be a loner in medical. Don't remain a loner. Have someone that you can confide in, someone that can lift your spirit, or maybe someone who is your group, your study partner, your study buddy, whatever it is. Just have someone who you can rely on, and also you the same, because when you're relying on somebody, someone else might be relying on you. So yeah guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was helpful one way or the other someone. And yeah, this is the end of the video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you want to support me, and leave your comments below. I'll see you guys in my next one. I love you as always. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.